Welcome to Putois Buff, the 50 Great Short Stories. Let's get this started with right now. Alright, today's short story is our 11th short story. It's called Putois. Putois. Alright, Putois itself is a really mythical person. People here are just myths. Like, it talks about philosophy and the definition of existence. Like, does Zeus exist? Does Thor technically exist? I mean, sure, we know that Chris Hemsworth exists, but does Thor exist? We know that Robert Downey Jr. exists, but does an Iron Man exist? To be honest, it actually depends. Iron Man exists in our imagination, sure, but in real life, yeah. So, is like imagination existence the same as like real life existence? That's all cool science experiments and thought experiments, in my opinion. But the thing is, we actually will never know this for real. So let's just keep this going and a little less thought-provoking. Okay, so let's start off with the actual summary of the book. Alright, Putois is a fictional character, just remember that. And our main character is a little daughter, and her dad and her aunt, the dad's sister, basically are reciting the features of Putois. And they decided that, hey, you know what, let's just keep going. And then they forgot about the head, so they just restarted the whole thing. They went ahead, started talking about Putois, doing all this recital. And with all that just started happening and started going real fast. The doctor was like, why are you talking about this guy named Putois? This guy's useless. I mean, does he exist? And they're like, I'm sure he exists. And his sister's like, nah, he did not. And then the brothers are like, how dare you say that? Just because Putois did not exist in real life doesn't mean that he did not exist at all. He might have existed in our imaginations. And of course, with all those imagination things, we actually get to learn a bunch of things too. So with all that, we actually start learning about the reality of people. Alright, here we get like philosophy. We also get myths. And then the brothers started going ahead and debating with a professor. And they were talking about, hey, what the hell are you doing? Just because a person is a story character doesn't mean that person doesn't exist. I mean, look at this. Did Zeus exist? And all those mythological people out there, they're the ones who inspired cities to love, to go to war, to make peace, to have ceasefires. All those gods, all those people. Without them, the world would never have been the same. The monomyth, the hero's journey, would never have existed at all. And you, little cat, Claude, you yourself may have not even existed. Now go to sleep. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. Never mind. So yeah, with all that, we actually start talking about existences, and then they explain the story of Putois. So apparently, like the main character's grandpa and grandma, the father's father and mother, they all had this relative, which was their great aunt. And because it was their great aunt, the great aunt was like, you must come to my house every Sunday, or else I will stalk you. And yeah, actually, I made that part up. Except her reason was, you are going to the hell if you don't go to my house at Sunday. And they're like, we're not going to go to hell. We want to rest days, and we especially don't want to go to your house during Sunday. And but then they were gonna force into it because apparently it's the mom's, technically the grandma's great aunt. So they just went there every Sunday, and they're like, the father's like, hey, you, make up some raisins. And the mother's like, fine. And she makes them, but they're terrible raisins. And the great aunt's like, oi, you still have to come to my house, you know. And that happens. And then later, one day, the main character's dad and sister and aunt, the dad's sister, are born. And then the sister gets whooping cough, and they're like, yay! Get well soon, Zoe. Hey, we can't come. Zoe has whooping cough. We will not be there for a while. Oh, don't how dare you try to escape my clutches? And they go, okay. Ow. Okay. You can go. And with all that, they actually start going ahead and start not being calm. And then later, when Zoe actually did recover from whooping cough, they just had to go ahead and said this. the gardener's coming. That all happened, and they're like, the gardener on a Sunday? I thought that was a work day off. Yeah, the Sunday. What's his name? Putois? That name came from somewhere, and they're like, Putois. I know that guy. I know him. But I can't put a face on. Oh, wait. What is his address? I'm like, he never told me his address. Secretive person, eh? Come on, stalk him one day. He doesn't really live anywhere. He just keeps moving around. Hey, a beggar, eh? A stalker, eh? Yes, and then she said stereotypically, oi, I know that guy. That guy is the villain. That guy's the thief. I really advise you fire him and change the locks in your house, because this guy's gonna steal something from you. Ha. And she went away. Oh yeah, you're not allowed to come to my house until you fire that guy. And they're like, we're not gonna fire him. If it means keeping him, it means we don't have to go to your house, then yippee-ki-yay, you're staying with us. And that'll happen. Yeah, all that started happening. And then the next day, the great aunt realized, where are my melons? And then she literally changed all her locks and keys. And then next thing that happened is this. And then next day, her silver teaspoons were stolen. She's like, ah! And she changed her locks all, and she changed them all, and then she chained her doors, everything. She put every kind of lock onto the doors. And then she woke, and she stayed awake all night. At least she saw she stayed awake all night. When she woke up, she was like, where is my 3 teaspoons? But then she went into rage mode, and then she went into quarantine mode, saying, lock, double lock, double lock, triple lock, triple lock, quadruple lock, quadruple lock, polylock, and then apparently none of that actually worked against the thief. And then later we also find out that some people have become pregnant, and then they refuse to tell who the father is, and they're like, it's Putois, eh? He seduced them. Aha, alright. Putois has 6 sons and daughters, and each of them have different mothers. How interesting. I don't actually believe it though, because Putois never actually existed. He was never hired, and if it wasn't for those Sunday afternoons, then Putois would never have existed. And eventually it became the talk of the town that people that the whole family, like the mother who created Putois, actually kind of doubted that she created Putois. She started believing that Putois existed, and she just merely gave him to the rest of the world, showed him to the rest of the world. That's about it. So what actually comes from all this, I will have no idea. But what's the point of all this too? It actually shows that excuses are awesome, but sometimes they may start into like a phenomena. Sometimes trends happen because they've been started off by accident, and then we also learn that there's not much of a really clear border between reality and fiction. Don't be afraid that seems a little too real for your fantasy fiction. There's no border between reality existence and fiction existence. In our minds it may exist, real life may not, but it can be both ways. So that's about it. So hopefully you guys actually did enjoy this episode. I really hope you guys did enjoy it too. And if there's something you could say you learned from this, as for me, I would just say that don't try to make a border between reality and fiction. Please tell me in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, SIoman out. Peace. Bye bye.